Hello from Portland. It's June 2nd, so this is day 2 of Marriage Month. And I want to start talking today about what I think is the central paradox of marriage. And that is, marriage is simultaneously the most private and the most public thing we do. And by that I mean, if you think about a wedding, it is for many people the most public thing they will ever do. It's standing in front of a very large group of people usually. A marriage has to be public. Every culture, every legal system has required witnesses, has required, in some cases, extensive publication of betrothals and vows before a marriage could really be considered legal. Even what are called common law marriages or informal marriages, there is a legal requirement that the couple has to hold themselves out to the world as married. We've always recognized, cultures have always recognized that marriage is a public act. And yet it is also the vehicle and the sanctuary of our most personal, intimate, private conversations. It involves a sphere of trust and privacy that, again, most cultures around the world recognize in formal legal privileges. You can't be forced to testify against your spouse, and in many cases, even if you want to testify, you can't testify to things your spouse has told you in confidence, because that level of trust and intimacy is so valuable and so powerfully protected. And this has implications, I think, for the kinds of arguments we have about marriage, because one of the arguments I've never found very persuasive for my side, for the marriage equality side, is the idea that, well, you shouldn't worry about it, my marriage doesn't affect you. Well, marriages do affect other people. They're sort of designed to do that. A marriage, in addition to solemnizing a relationship between the two people who are getting married, also really does change their status to the rest of the world. The rest of the world has to treat them in a certain way, and that's what being married means. Now, I think that status should be available to everyone on an equal basis, but I don't think it makes any sense to say my marriage is none of your business. The whole point of marriage is to create a public union that the community has to recognize. But for me, the starting place of thinking about this is to think about marriage as a uniquely public and yet uniquely intimate kind of relationship, and what that means for the moral and legal status of marriage. And with that in mind, I'm going to talk in the next few videos about what I think marriage is for, what I think is the purpose and value of marriage, both as a personal relationship and as a public institution. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.